What's going on, guys? It's Illusion here. We're back in the 2K23 builder. In my last video, I dropped the LaMelo Ball build. I know a lot of people were requesting that, so go check that out if you haven't seen it already. But here today, we have a prime Russell Westbrook build in OKC. Now again, Russell Westbrook does not have a replica build, so I ended up creating my own. Now the stats for this build are based off his 2K ratings and also me just balancing it out for the builder. For the 2K ratings, I ended up going with his 2012, that OKC Thunder team. I think he's a 90 overall on that, so I ended up going with his stats from that, and also just balancing it out so you guys can have more fun and just get better stats as a whole. I know I've made a lot of player builds, but I actually think this is one of the better ones, especially for the point guard position. A really well-balanced point guard with a really good badge spread that you guys are going to see. Let's get right into the video. All right, like I said, we got prime Russell Westbrook here. We're going to go point guard, right-handed. His jersey number is 0, of course. Move on to the body settings. We have 6'3" on the height. We're going to put the weight to 200 pounds. And wingspan, we're going to drop down to 6'7". Body shape, you guys can leave it whatever you want. I'm going to go with solid here. You guys are going to see this build when it's finished. It's got a really crazy badge spread, and you guys can make an impact in every single category. Let's start with the finishing. Close shot, we're going to put it to a 67. Driving layups can be pretty high at a 90, of course. Russell Westbrook, finished a lot of contact layups and things like that, so we have a 90 there. Driving dunk, I'm going to put it to an 86. I know Russell Westbrook, he's a very athletic point guard, one of the most athletic guards in the history of the game. I know some of you guys might think an 86 dunk is low, but I really couldn't go any higher if I wanted to balance out all the other categories. And also, if you go anything lower than an 86 dunk, you will not get the gold limitless takeover badge. So I think 86 is the perfect threshold for a prime Russell Westbrook. And that right there will give you 20 badges in the finishing category. All right, now let's move on to shooting. I know in his current days, he's not the best shooter, but back then he had a really great mid-range and a pretty decent three-pointer as well. We'll start with the mid-range. We're going to put this all the way up to an 87. He took a lot of pull-up mid-ranges and things like that. So if you want to mimic his play style, an 87 mid-range will be perfect. For the mid-range, we didn't want to go too low either, so we're actually going with a 75, which you'd be just fine with. Wide open, you'll be able to green it if you know your jump shot. So 75 there is going to be good. And free throw-wise, we put up to a 77. As always, if you guys don't play rec, feel free to lower it. We have a 77 there. With those stats, you're going to get another 20 badge points in the shooting category. So far, you got 20 finishing, 20 shooting. It's looking really good so far. Let's move on to playmaking, where we're going to spend a lot of our badge points here. All right, for the pass accuracy, of course, Russell Westbrook has led the league in assists multiple times, with all the triple doubles. So we want a pretty good pass accuracy. We're going to put this all the way up to an 80. A lot of people leave their pass accuracy low. So with 80, you'll be able to get gold dimer, gold floor, things like that. So I've got an 80 pass accuracy right there. For the ball handle, we're going to put it up to an 86. I think 86 will be a good threshold for a Westbrook build. You could go higher, but again, I wanted to bounce out my other stats. With an 86, you also won't be getting ripped. You can get gold unpluckable there. And we wanted the speed of ball to be high, so I left the ball handle at an 86, and we're going to put the speed of ball all the way up to a 90. Of course, Russell Westbrook is very fast with the ball. One of the fastest, down court with the ball in his hand. So I think a 90 speed of ball is going to be really effective on this build. And if you take a look in this category, you have 25 badge points in the playmaking category. Really, really crazy. You'll be able to get all the necessary badges that you guys need for this build. And for some of you guys who think the ball handle should be higher and lower the speed of ball, I'm telling you, the 90 speed of ball is going to be really effective on this build, so I recommend it. Let's move on to the defensive category. We're not going to slack here either. We still want a pretty decent defense on this build. So perimeter defense, we're going to put this to a 78. Again, it's not going to be anything crazy, but we still want to get some badge points here and overall have a solid defense. So 78 on the perimeter. The steal, we're going to put this up to a 71, so it's not going to be that bad there either. You'll still be able to get some plucks, right? And of course, Russell Westbrook has been, a great rebounder for his position, all the crazy triple doubles, so we wanted to get a good rebound. Offensive rebound, we're going to put this to a 60, and defensive rebound all the way up to an 80. And that will bring us to 16 badge points in the defensive category. So before we get into the physicals, let's just take a look at the badge spread. 20 finishing, 20 shooting, 25 playmaking, and 16 defensive badges. That will bring you to 81 badge points total. Of course, you always get that +4. That'll bring you to 85 badge points. And I just think overall, this is a really, really solid, well-balanced point guard build. And we haven't even touched the physicals yet, which we are not going to leave out. Again, this is a prime Russell Westbrook. So let's get into the physicals now. We want a high speed, high excel. So for speed and excel, we're going to put at the exact same at an 88 each. So that's really, really high there. Strength-wise, you can choose to leave it. I ended up putting with a 60 because Russell Westbrook is a strong point guard, when he drives at the basket. So I wanted to have a decent strength. I have that at a 60. Again, if you guys don't feel that's necessary, you can always drop it. The vertical, of course, Russell Westbrook is a crazy athletic point guard, so we went all the way up to an 80 on this. Again, if you guys don't feel that's needed, feel free to drop it to whatever threshold you want, but I have it at an 80. And the rest of our points we're going to put on stamina at a 94. All right, guys, so this is the finished stats for this build. Again, now taking a look at this, you can make an impact in every single category. You have really good finishing, really good shooting. I mean, a 75 3-pointer you guys might think is low, but if you're wide open and you know your release, once you get all your badges, you'll be able to green it with no problem. Playmaking-wise, of course, this is where this build shines. That 80 pass accuracy, you can get gold diamond, gold floor, make your teammates better. Really good speed with ball, you'll be really fast down court. And even in the defensive category, 78 perimeter, you're not going to just get blown by. You'll be able to get some good bumps. And that defensive rebound on 80, and also with the rebounding, right? You will be able to get some rebounds. You do get rebound tracer on bronze. Believe it or not, that's a really good badge. Even on bronze, you'll be able to get a few rebounds a game. Let's move on to the takeovers here. Of course, this is Russell Westbrook, so we're going to go with a finishing one as our primary. We'll probably go with finishing moves or advanced gathers. You guys can pick whatever you want. And for the secondary, I'll probably go with the playmaking one just because our playmaking stats are so high. I'll go with the team ratings boost there. Let's continue, move on to our comparisons and our build name. Alright, here are our comparisons. We got Baron Davis, De'Aaron Fox, and Damian Lillard. I actually haven't seen Russell Westbrook in any of the shades. If you guys ever seen an OKC Thunder Westbrook or even a current one, let me know in the comments down below. And here's our build name as well. We have an inside the arc shot creator. Pretty decent build name there. I'm surprised it doesn't have anything to do with playmaking, but overall a good name. I know a lot of people wanted that Russell Westbrook replica, get that Brody nickname for the build, but unfortunately no one has found his, or he just doesn't have one right now. So I ended up creating my own. I hope you guys like the stats. Again, there's always stats you guys could change to fit your playstyle, but this is just what I thought that would mimic an OKC Russell Westbrook. I'm actually really happy with these stats. I think it came out really well. Overall, it just looks like a really fun build to play with, and can be effective in every single game mode. Alright guys, as always, let me know in the comments down below what you guys think of this build. I appreciate all the support on my last couple of videos. It really means a lot. Sub if you're new, drop a like if you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.